Hi friends, how are you? Hope you enjoyed my previous videos. In my last video, what we had discussed regarding the mathematical expression of accounting equation. Today, we will discuss the application of accounting equation on the basis of transactions, that is purely modern approach. So, I will explain the entire thing by the help of a problem which has given on your screen. Please take a snap for that. In this given problem, I have showed few transactions, how to frame them under accounting equations. So the first transactions. Here the main part is to identify the accounts involved in each and every transactions. Like first transactions. Rohan started business with cash rupees 10,000, goods rupees 13,000 and machinery rupees 30,000. So here Rohan started a business. That means he puts something into his business. It increases his ownership or proprietorship. So in the form of cash, goods and machinery. That means he puts something into business which is termed as capital. So we know that in case of accounting equation, assets equal to liabilities plus capital. In my previous video, I had discussed accounting equation and I had given the link. You can understand easily if you didn't follow my last video. So here assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. So Rohan started business with cash 10,000, goods 13,000, machinery 30,000. So all together he has provided capital into the business, and apart from this we get the capital from here, and few assets he has given into the business like cash. So that's why I have written cash. You should have to mention specifically the name of the assets given into the business. So cash is there, stock is there, goods means the stock, so stock is there, machinery is there. So cash, stock, machinery and capital. Few other assets are already been I had written, but we will go through whenever we'll undergo any transaction one after another. So here cash, stock, machinery and capital are involved. So now I will show the increase and decrease by the help of plus and minus sign. Of course, he has given cash into the business, so 10,000 plus, stock into the business 13,000 plus, machinery into the business 30,000 plus. That means it increases the assets of the business. That's why all being added 10,000, 13,000, 30,000, and rest of the part nothing is there. That's why debtors nil, prepaid expenses nil, creditors nil, advance nil, and capital is 53,000. Actually, let me to explain regarding the other things. Look at the equations. Here we found only cash, stock, machinery. Okay, now in the second equation, sold goods costing rupees 3,000 for rupees 3,500 on cash. So sold goods, goods means whenever you have purchased the goods, whenever you have sold the goods, it indicates the inflow or outflow of stocks. So it hits your stock whenever purchased and sales are concerned. So in that case, stock is involved, already you have written, and sold goods for cash, cash is also there. So cash and stock we have already written. In the third sorry, in the second, purchase goods for cash. Here the same thing happen. Stock is there and purchase goods for cash. Cash is also there. So stock and cash already I have written here. In case of third equation, already we had discussed. In case of fourth equation, purchase goods on credit. So on credit means you have purchased goods from your supplier. So there is another new account to be introduced, that is supplier or creditors account. And sale or purchase means, as I said, that it is inflow or outflow of stock. It affects only stock. So that's why stock is already been written. So you need not to write anything further. And here another account we have got, that is creditor. So I have written creditor is your liability. So creditors is given over there. So first go through entry wise in the exam, then identify the accounts are involved, and after that their increase and decrease, whatever changes in the financial position. So we will follow up. Now the next part, sold goods on credit. The same thing, sold goods on credit. So goods sold to your debtor. So there is another assets introduced, debtors. That's why I have written debtors over here. And stock, sold means outflow of stock. So it affects stock. Stock already been written. So stock and debtors. Next, paid business expenses. As I said in my last video, whenever expenses and income, it affects only your capital. So that's why paid business expenses, you have paid something, that means it affects your cash. Cash already been written, and any expenses or income, whatever be, it will adjust with capital. So you don't have to show expenses and income separately under accounting equation concept. It will be adjusted duly with your capital. Next, same thing, collected rent for rupees 3,500. Rent is your collected rent. So here rent is to be treated as an income. So it will affect your capital, and whatever collected means collected in the form of cash. So cash is already been written here. Next, due cash for personal purpose. Whenever you have drawn cash for your personal purpose, that is your withdrawn of your proprietorship, so it affects your capital. So no need of showing any extra thing, because it is duly being adjusted with your capital. So any drawing, any expenses, losses, income, gain, revenue, whatever be, it will be adjusted with your capital. It affects, it reflects your capital. Similarly, expenses paid in advance. Anything paid in advance is seem to be your assets. So this is called prepaid expenses. Remember, so anything paid in advance is your prepaid expenses, and prepaid expenses is an asset. So that's why I have written another new one. I have introduced prepaid expenses here. The same thing, rent received in advance. Rent received in advance. Anything you have received in advance means you have got the responsibility. Entire responsibility have been imposed on your shoulder, that you will have to pay the things. That's why it is your liability for the time being. So that's why advance income I have taken in liabilities. So another liability is being introduced is advance income, and it is received. So received means received, paid in terms of cash. So cash is already been written here. So those are the assets and liabilities and capital analysis. First, you should have to know, every student has to know that the accounts involved from each of the transaction. So whatever assets are there, whatever asset we have got, and liabilities and capital we have written first, then we will proceed further. We will move on further steps. First transactions, Rohan started business with cash rupees 10,000, goods 13,000, machinery 30,000. So cash introduced 10,000 plus, stock for goods 13,000, 30,000 machinery. So no effect in debtors, prepaid expenses in other assets exactly. And liabilities, the same thing, no effect for creditor, advance income, but it affects capital 53,000 because 10,000, 13,000, 30,000 together he has given into the business. Mr. Rohan has given into the business. So Rohan given together assets 10 plus 13 plus 30, 53,000. It is to be treated as his capital. So the new equation is 10,000, 13,000, 30,000, nil, 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 and everything is 53,000. Here the second case, 2. Purchase goods for cash. Purchase goods for cash. Whenever you have purchased something, it is cash outflow. So outflow of cash gone out from the business. That's why it's a negative minus 9,000. And inflow of stock, that's why stock being positive plus 9,000. Rest of the assets are nil, 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 nil. So you will get a new equation. New equation means 10,000, the position changes, and your cash position previously 10,000, now it is being subtracted. It is shown as 1,000. Here it is 13 plus 9, 22,000. 30,000, nil, 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 and last is 53,000. So look at the thing, assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Mathematically, if you add this plus that, whatever the result, sum total, you will get 53,000. 30 plus 22 plus 1,000 is equal to 53,000. And here is 53,000 plus nil, 53,000. So assets is equal to liability. In every new equation, you will get the same value in either of the sides. In assets is equal to whatever the sum total of liabilities plus capital. You will get the same value. So you can check yourself. Next, sold goods costing 3,000 for rupees 3,500. So goods sold, so that means costing rupees 3,000 for rupees 3,500 on cash. So this is a cash sales. So you got 3,500, the value is 3,500. You have received the cash, so cash being added, and the stock, the cost of the stock 3,000 gone out. It is outflown, so that's why 3,000 being subtracted from your stock. The question is that where is the 500 gone? What is the difference is called? Of course, your sale price is 3,500 and your cost price is 3,000. So 500 is your profit. And where to adjust your profit? Profit will reflect your capital. So 500 rupees profit is reflected your capital. So profit will increase definitely your capital. So that's why 500 profit being added here. So we will get the new equation. We will get the new equation. 4,500, if you add and subtract them, you will get the same results in assets is equal to your liabilities. For the fourth transactions, purchase goods on credit for rupees 4,000. So cash is inflown, stock is inflown. So that's why 4,000 is added with stock, and it is credit transaction. It is not a cash transaction. So it doesn't reflect in your cash. Where it will reflect? Of course, your creditor. So here, look at the creditors being added 4,000. The liability for creditor is increased into the business because you have purchased the goods on credit from creditor, and after a certain period of time you will have to repay the amount. So your creditor increases and other liabilities and capital remain same, nil, nil, nil. So you will get the new equation. 4,500, 23,000. If you add them, the asset sides, you will get the same thing. This liability is equal to capital. The same results to be followed. The same answer, sum total is exactly be the same. Next case, transactions number 5. Sold goods on credit for rupees 14,500, costing 14,000. So 14,000 you have sold for rupees 14,500 on credit. So whenever credit transactions are there is another thing to be introduced, that is debtors, because you have sold goods to your debtors. So as it is credit transactions, it doesn't make any effect on cash. So here it is costing 14,000. So your stock being outflown, it goes out. That's why minus from your stock value, whatever your value. Machinery doesn't affect anything. debtors 14,500, value of debtors increases because you will get 14,500 from your debtors. And same thing happen, 14,500 your sell price, 14,000 your cost price. So difference is your profit. So your profit reflects your capital. That's why 500 is added with capital. So now we'll get the new equation again. So if you add this side, which is equal to that side only. Paid business expenses. The next transaction, paid business expenses. Anything you have incurred, of course it is through cash. So that's why it reflect 4,200 from your cash. Business expenses rupees 4,200. It reflect your cash. So that's why cash position being decreased. So minus 4,200 being subtracted from cash. And as I said, whenever expenses, it reduces your proprietorship. It will affect your proprietorship. Your proprietorship or ownership means capital. It reflects capital like profit or income. So that's why any expenses, it will be subtracted from capital. I have subtracted 4,200 from capital. So we'll get again a new equation. So 300 plus 9,000 plus 30,000 plus 14,500 is equal to 49,800 plus 4,000. The same thing, 53,800 in both the sides. You will get the value. Next, collected rent for rupees 3,500. Collected rent. Here rent is treated as income. You have collected something. So that's why your cash position increases 3,500 and it affects your capital as it is an income. So it increases proprietorship. So it is a positiveness of the business. So that's why it added with your capital. You will get the new equation. Values are changed, but at the end of the day, this side, whatever the total of asset sides, is equal to the total of liabilities plus capital. The same thing you will get. Next, number 8, drew cash for personal purpose for rupees 1,700. So drew cash, you have drawn cash for your private purpose. The cash position of the firm decreases. You have taken out cash from your business. So that's why 1,700 taken out from your business. It is subtracted, and whenever you have taken something for your private use, that affects your capital. It is withdrawn of capital. So that's why it is taken out of your capital as drawings. So 1,700 subtracted whatever your previous capital, 53,300, you will get 51,600. So if you add 51,600 plus 4,000, you will get 2,100 plus 9,000, 30,000 plus 14,500 equalize. So here other assets are nil. Now expenses paid in advance for rupees 300. Anything prepaid, as I said, is an asset, and expenses paid in advance, that's why it is subtracted from your cash as usual. Other things remain same, nil, 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 and prepaid expenses will increase. It is an asset, it will increase. So that's why 300 plus. But there is no change in liability. Here it is nil, nil, nil. So the new equation become the new equation become 1,800 plus 9,000 plus 30,000 plus 14,500 plus 300. If you add them together, you will get the same results followed by capital plus liabilities. The last part, rent received in advance. Whenever you have received in advance, you have received. Received means cash you have received. Your cash position will increase. That's why cash position has increased by rupees 200 and other assets are nil. And here received in advance, as I said, anything received in advance is your liability. So received in advance or advance income is your liability. Here it is advance income. Now advance income is 200. So your liability increases by rupees 200 and there is no effect in capital. So the final equation, new equation becomes 2,000 plus 9,000 plus 30,000 plus 14,500 plus 300. Okay, which will tally with 51,600 plus 200 plus 4,000. So these are the pictures of entire transactions to be framed as per accounting equations. So this is all for the day. Hope you like. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe. And those who have not seen the previous videos, I have given the link in my description box. So thank you for the day.